Hi, how you doing, Abdullah?
I'm good, Thomas. How are you?
Excellent. So, what's happening up in Tumbi Umbi? What's happening up that way?
Heaps is going on. A lot. There's a lot going on in all departments, everything, the local area. There's a lot happening in everything.
Okay, so let's talk first about the rental department. How is that happening?
Yeah, it's busy. A lot of people moving up from Sydney. So we're starting to see a lot of people that are renting out their properties in Sydney and wanting to trial different locations in the
Right,
Central Coast.
right.
So, they want to test out, whether they can make the move, work from home, do the commute, 2, 3 days a week. So there's been a very, very high demand in our area from out of area people looking to do that coastal lifestyle change, which is good. We're seeing numbers. I think Andrew, my partner, he had an open house where there was 100 groups of people. The line was down the road in Foresters Beach, and it was phenomenal. And over 70% of those people were from out of the area, from Sydney, relocating for the new year, for schools, and for being able to now have the freedom of working from home. So it was really good.
100 people. Man, how the hell do you make sure that they COVID safe?
It was a 1.5 meter gap, mate, and it was big. Very big. A lot of hand sanitizer used. A lot.
All right. So, would you then say rents got up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's rental market's very, very similar now to the housing for sale and sold market. We're seeing that, people from Sydney are coming, they're offering $20, $30 per week more. And a lot of the landlords in our area have got freedom of choice for their tenant. So you'll have, 4 or 5 applications, really good quality applications, quality people, families, young families, old families, people with stable jobs. And yeah, they're offering more money, and that way our tenants, our landlords have got that freedom of choice really to decide who they want to give their property to.
Oh, that's
It's
amazing.
really, I haven't seen it before, so it's been fantastic.
And we just September. That's so far from the new start for the school year next year. We just
Yeah,
September. I can't believe this.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's really, really good. But it's all of them. They're all thinking, that Christmas, New Year break, but they're looking at it now because everyone's seeing the amount of supply on the internet. It's non-existent. So they're ringing up, they're turning up. The fear of, the time's running out, so they want to get in before it's too late.
Yeah.
So
So what about the sales?
huge, phenomenal.
Well,
Haven't
that is so your business partner Andrew is looking after property management. You
correct,
mainly running sales, right?
correct, yes, correct, yeah. So I haven't seen anything like what's happened in the last 3, 4 months in 13 years of real estate. We're doing a listing a day since June. So we've signed a property to sell since June every single day.
Wow.
And sales volume, it's phenomenal. It's, I think in September alone, we've done 10 houses off market. So they have no advertising, just matching up buyers to sellers, blowing the ranges. So if we're telling an owner it's worth, 650, 700, 720, 730, just like the rental market, they just want to get it done and they don't want to see it on the market. So it's phenomenal. We've got, again, people from Sydney, they're offering our owners, amazing terms. Like a lot of the owners aren't in a position to actually move right now. So a lot of the buyers are saying, take 12 weeks, we don't want to be in till mid of Jan or end of December. So take your time to decide where you want to be, and we just want to lock the property in now.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
So 70% are from Sydney. So the other 30% are what? Just people relocating from the neighborhood or what?
yeah, you got your locals that are still, obviously upsizing, downsizing within the area, but it's a lot of volume from Sydney, a lot of people from Sydney.
Right.
So
So
everyone wants that coastal lifestyle now, which is good.
no one investment, no investors?
Very minimal, very, very minimal amounts of investors right now, because a lot of investors, like everyone knows, they work off, the returns, the figures, the percentages they're going to get, but, they're not majority, 90% of investors, or 9 out of 10 people, they're buying based off numbers. They're not buying based off emotion. And, the minute you've got, people from Sydney selling their houses in Sydney, they're cashed up and looking at buying a property near the beach, the emotion takes over and the price just goes boom, boom, boom. So it's no longer worth the investment for the investor to put in their offer.
Yeah. So you and your team, you cover, hold on, from Battle Bay. It's just not just on Biambi or Berkeley Vale, right?
No. So we cover from the entrance to Bateau Bay and then back to Chittaway Point and
Right.
everything in between. So it's been amazing. Very good.
Okay. So, and all of those areas are attracting the same kind of activity?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Everywhere. We've got our stock, our actual amount of property for sale in that 2261 postcode is probably down by 30-40%, the volume of property available, but the amount of buyers out there is just absolutely phenomenal. There's just, yeah, there's lists and lists and lists. So we've never done so much off-market sales before.
But what someone will like me will then say, what's happening to the stock? I mean, we only in September. We're not around Christmas yet. So
Yeah.
what's going to happen between now and Christmas, you reckon?
Yeah, look, I think it's a good question, and obviously no one's got that crystal ball, but I truly believe that there's a lot of people out there that are taking advantage, a lot of the Central Coast people that are taking advantage of the prices that are there right now. So they're bringing their plans forward. They might have plans for 2-3 years in the future. But what myself and my team have seen is they're bringing their plans forward, and taking advantage of maybe early retirement or upsizing, building, moving north. We've had a high amount of people wanting to move further north, to some quieter areas because they're realizing how busy the Central Coast is getting now. So it's
Wow.
great. It's really good.
So you got a good story for me?
Mate, we've got a phenomenal story.
All right.
For a property that we recently sold. So we've been working with the owner for about 12 to 18 months, 6 Pescad Close in Tumbi Umbi. Anyway, they had a few personal issues pop up, so they had to put their sale process on hold.
Yeah.
So they were finally ready to go. We went out there and, we pitched what the property is worth. It's a 1.3-acre property in Tumbi Umbi. So we all felt the property was probably sitting in the early 1.4s. But knowing the market right now and the feel and the vibe of the property, we said we'll try for a little bit more. So we guided the property at 1.4 to 1.5. Now, we put the property on the market on a Thursday and a Thursday night, and Saturday, first open day, we had 17 groups through. Every single group had about 4 people. So you could imagine the volume of people. It was a half-hour open house that went for an hour and a half. And keeping in mind, we thought it was worth we thought early 1.4, so around 1.4, 1.45. We ended up selling it to a buyer from Castle Hill, activating bridging finance because they didn't want to miss out on the home, 1.55 million. Now,
1.55.
yeah, 1.55 million, $120,000 above expectation, but setting a new benchmark and record for that size allotment in the local area. And from there, we were able to take leftover buyers and do 2 deals in the area, one off market and one with another property that we had on the market as well. So it just goes to show, like, the owners were absolutely ecstatic that, it's something that they could do. The other thing is they also were able to achieve, because, they were worried, they were thinking it was going to take a couple of weeks. They hadn't even looked yet. They were able to achieve a delayed settlement as well. So not just did they get more money, they also got freedom of time, so they don't have to
Yeah.
stress.
Yeah.
And, they're absolutely over the moon. And that's a very common story and scenario right now in the market that we're in. So it's fantastic.
I mean, the market is nice, but a lot of potential sellers who are probably watching this, they're not understanding maybe behind the scene. There is an
Yeah.
amazing team that is working around you, right?
Oh, absolutely. The business, it's not just a sales team, it's the whole company is like a well-oiled machine just working. Like our administration team, my operations manager Alicia, they're not leaving till 6:30, 7 o'clock some nights right now to be able to make sure everything is getting done for our clientele. Like, to be able to have that volume of people turn up to the property means that my associate agents and the other salespeople, they're doing the calls, the text messages, the emails out to our current client database to make sure we're getting that volume turn up. So the workload is through the roof. Like, right now we've got a WhatsApp group going so that we still follow every single procedure. A new listing comes on, we're doing, the social media, we're doing the door knocking, we're doing the letters going out. Everything still has to happen, because not just do we want the local community to be aware of what's happening, but we also want, the future people and the future sellers and the buyers to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
So it's big hours and big workload right now, but everyone's getting in there together to make it work.
Yeah. And that's what people don't realize sometimes. They go, man, these guys are making easy money. They put the property on the market on Thursday and on Saturday it's sold. They don't understand that maybe a lot of shops are closing at 5 o'clock, but you guys on the Thursday night are really working behind the scene, activating all these sources. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen.
I got home last night at 9:30.
Yeah.
And I was started again at 5:30. And it's just a matter of, like, clients right now, the expectation is, because everything's so much more fast paced, it's just like, people's expectation is just as quick as well. They want to know everything straight away. So you have to be on the ball. Like, the amount of communication between our office right now, and, even where Andrew, my partner, is in Berkeley Vale, so our two offices, the communication has to be perfect. And it's a lot of work. But an example, like, a lot of people might say from that scenario that, yeah, sure, we did a quick sale in 3 days, but we worked with that owner for over a year, so a year and a half, before we actually got the right to not just market their home, but to earn that, that money. So it wasn't an overnight process. The process started a year and a half ago when we first met them, because we don't, as you know, we don't get paid until the property settles, and the process isn't finished until settlement. So there's still another 10, 12 weeks worth of work that needs to be done before we finally see, that reward.
Yeah. Even buyers do not understand that if they actually connect with you and open up, you guys actually go out there and door knock specific streets for them.
Yeah.
That you really do the legwork.
Look, I think a lot of the buyers are now starting to realize that, because what we changed differently in the last month, which we usually didn't do, we've been putting our properties on realestate.com, on Domain, and on social media that we're selling off market. And we're advertising saying this is being sold from our exclusive database. Now, that's an investment from the business, because the vendors aren't paying VPA for us to promote something we sold off market. As the business owner, we have to pay that. Now, we've done that, and in the ad text and in the heading, it's saying sold off our exclusive database. Now, we're getting buyers calling us and emailing us now saying, we want to be on that exclusive database. This is what we're looking for. What do you have off market that you can, show us? Because they don't want to miss out, and they're looking for the people that are doing that work. And that's what a lot of potential sellers need to know, that sure, agents can sell properties like that, but it's the agents that are going above and beyond to do those little bits and pieces and building that relationship with the buyer, so that when a property does pop up off market, it might be only worth 600, but I can say to that buyer, because I've got the rapport, look, to wrap this up, you need to pay 620, 630 now.
Yeah. So the key is to understand that it's not about selling a house; it's about getting the most you can get, and that takes an agent who's really working very closely with buyers.
Absolutely, agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else, Ben, you want to share with us for September, man?
Mate, nothing yet at this stage. It's just very, very. It's a big time right now. It's busy. Yeah, that's right, and it's just busy for everybody. I think there's a lot of frustration out there from landlords, tenants, buyers, sellers, because a market like this hasn't been seen for a very, very long time. So there's a lot of people questioning whether because it's happening so quickly, whether the agent or whether this is the best thing for them. And I think obviously with the times that we're in, no one's got that crystal ball again. No one knows what's going to happen to the economy. And that's what I think a lot of people need to be aware of and be wary of, that as long as you're making the best decision for yourself, your family, and you feel comfortable with it and you trust the advice that you're being given, just go with your gut and do what's best for you and your family.
Yeah, the interest rate's very low for the moment. So two things I believe with people who are buying now and is that they are buying nice stock rather than probably in the next few months, maybe they have to just buy whatever's left.
Yeah, that's right.
And then they're buying at a very cheap price. Money is really cheap for the moment.
Absolutely. I heard somebody was telling me they got an interest, they got a 3-year fixed at 2.19.
Whoa, that's unheard of.
2.19, 2.29, 3-year fixed.
That is unheard of.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, well. Thanks very much for this update this month, man.
Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate
you soon. See you,
Cheers.
man. Bye-bye.
Bye.